Hello friends, Katie here. I know it's been a couple weeks since you've seen me. I was down in the dumps about a few things. I don't really want to talk about them just because the whole nature of this positivity thing, but it made it very hard to find the positive things, let alone want to talk about them. I did have them and I recognized them when they came along, but I just, I was just in a bad place. So I'm feeling better. Today I'm happier, so I thought I better motivate myself to get a video out there, I guess. So I don't really have a theme this week, but that's okay. I have various different things to talk about. So I was gonna do it like the smallest thing to the biggest thing, but one of the big things actually has segued into the little things. And the thing I'm going to start with, a lot of my friends, you may or may not know, you probably know, but if you don't know me and haven't really talked to me one-on-one, and you know I'm going through all this hip trouble, well, I have to have surgery, and I went to the surgeon on Wednesday last week to talk about what to expect from this hip replacement and, you know, what possible side effects are and stuff, but and one of the things that I actually found that was positive, it was simultaneously positive and horrible, horrifying rather. He was showing me like different angles of my MRIs that I hadn't seen before, and he pointed out that I have a very, very large crack running down my femur head. So basically what this means is that I've been walking on a broken hip for God knows how long. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of horrifying because I don't even know how that's possible. Like, but here I am, I'm walking with, I mean, I limp obviously, but, and I'm in a lot of pain most of the time, but, now I know why, but I don't walk with a crutch or a cane or anything like that, just walking, and I think that's pretty fantastic, actually. And it's a testament to my badassery, I think. So that's why I took that kind of as a positive. I'm like, dang, I have a really high threshold for pain. So at that same appointment, and this is the segue into the littler thing, was that we were discussing possible reasons why I have the disease that I have. I have avascular necrosis, which, if you don't know, it's where the blood supply in your bones, for whatever reason, it's not getting there. So your bone starts to die in your body. And that's just one of the problems with my hip, but that's a pretty serious one. And it's probably the most frightening because it can spread to the other bones. But I'm not dwelling on that. We're just going to focus on this one right now. So he believes that, because they don't really know what causes that to happen, but he said, in my case, he believes it's genetic, because my mother has avascular necrosis as well, and she's had to have a hip replacement too. And he also believes it's a result because of my asthma and allergies being so severe throughout my life that I've had to have a lot of steroids, like corticosteroids, like prednisone, and he believes that contributed to the disease. So before I can have surgery, he's sending me, you know, my dentist and my doctor both have to sign off on it. Well, my dentist, okay, so backing up, like 6 months ago, well, like in the last few years, my teeth have really gone to hell. And I don't know why, because they are, when, you know, I really took care of my teeth, you know, and I didn't do drugs or anything that might contribute to that. So I had no idea why my teeth were getting all jacked up. I always had really healthy teeth, but in the last few years, and then specifically in the last 6 months, they've really gone downhill. In the last 6 months, I've broken 3 separate teeth, and not even doing anything. They just started crumbling in my mouth while I wasn't even eating or drinking anything. And so I have three broken teeth, and But I was afraid to go to the dentist to get them fixed because I was afraid that my insurance wouldn't pay for that. And I definitely couldn't afford to pay it out of pocket on a single mother's income. So I've been trying to put it off, but because of this surgery thing, I had to go because my surgeon won't do the surgery until the dentist says, "Hey, yeah, you're good." So I went in, and they decided that they were going to be able to fix all three. That was the other reason I didn't want to go. I was afraid they were going to pull them, and then I would be like having gaps all over my mouth. I did not want that. I already felt like a hillbilly as it was. So, but they decided they could save them and fix my teeth. And so yesterday, I went to the dentist, and they fixed the first one. So I feel like less of a hillbilly, like 1/3 less. And they're going to fix the other two before the surgery, a few days before the surgery. But while I was there, I asked, I told them what was going on with this avascular necrosis, and I asked if that was possible, or that it was possible that was causing my teeth problems too, and they said absolutely, it wasn't anything that I did, which reassured me, because I was like, well, what did I do? Like, how did I screw up this bad, Did I not floss enough? What, but, so yeah, I was happy to have my tooth back. Like, it feels weird that having like a big old, because it was half gone, and it was all jagged and sharp and everything, and now it feels all smooth and like it's supposed to. It feels weird now. I got used to it that way. So moving on, my daughter's birthday, she had her birthday a few weeks ago, and she's a big Harley Quinn fan, so she wanted to go see Suicide Squad with her friends and us, or her family, for her birthday. So we made that happen, and we went and saw it, and I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. It was funny, it was action-packed, it was just, I enjoyed it a lot. I know a lot of people out there hated it for various reasons, whatever, but I thought it was great. I really, really liked it. And one of the things that I liked most about it was that in, like the comics and in the cartoon, like the Batman animated series and whatnot, and the subsequent cartoons, the Joker is so mean to Harley. And he's actually abusive to her, like, physically and emotionally abusive, and yet she still loves the hell out of him. It's like Stockholm Syndrome or something. And in the movie, I still feel like, in a way, it's a little bit Stockholm Syndrome, but it actually seemed, though, that he cared about her, which was a different take on their story, their love story. And granted, they have a twisted romance, but I did enjoy seeing that he was not quite the same kind of Joker that we've seen in the comics and the cartoon. In that respect, anyway, he was still very much the Joker in the other aspects, but in that he was much nicer to her and much more loving and affectionate. So he was in his own weird sort of way, her knight in shining armor. So I actually enjoyed that about it. I saw a lot of people criticize that, and that's not right, and why is that not right? Like, it's just a different take on it. So if you didn't like it, oh well, I don't care. I did. So so don't ruin my buzz there. So let's see, the other thing, moving up, I guess. So my parents, for my birthday, they got me a gift certificate to the Orange Sky Spa, which is a really nice spa here in Pueblo. I really enjoy going there. And I finally decided to cash in on that. I took some time off of work, and I'm going to be going, well, they didn't have like time on one single day, at least in the very immediate future, so I had to break it up into 3 separate days, but that's okay because I love that place so much. I could go there all the time. I could just spend my entire paycheck there and not even think about that if I didn't have to worry about my kids. But so tomorrow I'm getting my eyebrows like waxed and stuff, and don't look at them. They're gnarly. Please don't focus on them. Just don't. And I'm going on Saturday. I took Saturday off of work. I needed a Saturday to have fun, and on Saturday I'm going to have a deep tissue massage and hot stone therapy, and I'm looking forward to that a lot because with the way I have to walk with my hip, it's really taking its toll on my upper back, and I feel like you wake up with like a kink in your neck, and that's how my back feels all the time right now. So so there's that, and then next Tuesday I'm going to get a facial, and an age-corrective facial, which I'm really looking forward to, just because they massage my head and scalp and all that. It's just wonderful. So I'm looking forward to that. And that makes me happy, going to the spa. I didn't think it ever would. I first went a couple years ago. No, it was about 6 years ago, I guess. I'd never been to a spa before, but my ex, he had gotten me a gift certificate there for Mother's Day. One of the only times he ever bought me a present for anything, but it was right after our car accident, and where I was just hurt so bad, and so I was self-conscious, but I was in like so much pain and so need of a massage that I caved and I went, and so yeah, I went and I fell in love with that place, and so so I try and go there as much as I can. So let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh yeah, so one thing that makes me happy is like people have been complimenting my hair lately, a lot, and here's why. So you see that it's blue, right? Well, right before the 4th of July, Independence Day, I dyed half of my hair blue and half of it red, like bright red, because I was trying to emulate Harley Quinn a little bit, but I just didn't want to do pink. So I did red instead, and but people didn't get it. They thought it was like for the 4th of July, red and blue, you know, red, white, and blue. And they tried to convince me to put white streaks in my hair. I'm like, no. Do you know how long, like, look at how dark my hair is. Do you know how long it would take my hair to get that color? Like, safely get that color? So, so they thought it was for the 4th of July, and it irritated me. So I just dyed the whole thing blue. And as Manic Panic tends to do, it starts to wash out and fade out. And so this side, as it started to fade out, the red side, where the red had been, it blended with the blue, and so now it's kind of purplish. Well, now it's fading out even more, so now the red is starting to show. So I have this interesting blend of hair colors right now, blue and purple and like pinkish red, and it's kind of looking like a fantasy thing. Like, you've seen like pictures on the internet and stuff of the people that do their hair like multiple different colors, and it looks pretty cool. And so that's kind of what's happening with my hair. And although it's accidental, I didn't do that on purpose, because it probably wouldn't turn out right if I did it on purpose. But so people just keep randomly coming up to me, oh, your hair is just so pretty, I just love the color. And it's like, thank you, you know, that's really nice of you. I appreciate that. It's helping my self-esteem, just random strangers just complimenting me. People I don't know, who I know they're not pandering to me. Why would they lie to me? You know, they don't even know me. So that's been nice. And speaking of self-esteem, another nice thing is, so my coworker Edwin is funny. He cracks me up. He's a very, very outgoing, good-looking guy. He's about 10 years younger than me, but so one of his things that he likes in women, like he looks for, very first thing that he looks for is if they have a good butt. Um, so he actually, like, sometimes he'll just, like, look at girls, you know, just to see their butts, you know, because that's how he decides if he wants to, like, hit on them or not, you know, as if they have a good butt. And it's not as pervy as I think it's probably coming out, but that's just what he's attracted to, is, you know, a nice big butt. You know, he's Puerto Rican, so, or half Puerto Rican, so I think that's a cultural thing. But anyway, he likes round, you know, like, girls with curves, and which helps me because I'm more curvy than stick figure-ish, I guess. um, so the other day, we ran out of things to do in the dairy, and him, me, and Kevin, my other coworker Kevin, it was like one of those rare days. Actually, I've never had that day, you know, never had this happen before. We actually had nothing to do. We were, like, grasping for straws to find things to do. And so one of the managers, his name's Zach, he came along and he wanted us to, like, refill these balloons around the store because they were losing some of their helium. And so we were gathering up balloons, and we took them to the helium tank, and as we were refilling them, he was, like, checking out, like, some of the girls that were walking by, you know, their butts and stuff, and he was just talking about how he likes, you know, a nice butt and everything. And it made me go, well, when you first met, because he said yeah, that's the first thing I look at when I first meet a girl, is I check out her butt. And I was like, well, when you first met me, did you look at mine? And Kevin stands there and he's like, oh yeah, he did. He's like, well, they both admitted that, but Kevin was more emphatic, and he's like, oh yeah, he did. And then he told me and Jessica, the other coworker in the dairy, he's like, yeah, he told me and Jessica all about it. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. So that was funny. So then he was talking about, he looks for the size of the, like, his qualifications for a good butt are, it has to be a good, nice size, and it has to be, like, a good shape. And I said, well, is mine a good shape? And he's like, well, I don't know. You've never, like, the pants that you wear are, like, too loose. I can't tell. You need to wear some tight pants and let me know so I can judge and tell you. And now, keeping in mind that he is, like I said, he's very good looking, and this is, like, what he's attracted to, so I deferred to his judgment. I feel like he's an expert on this. So he talked me into wearing, like, a tight pair of pants today. Like, they're actually my kung fu pants. They're kind of actually like yoga pants, but they are very form-fitting, just for, like I said, for kung fu. And so he looks, and he was like, he's like, oh my god, like, that is, like, the perfect butt. Like, and he actually, like, put his hands and, like, cupped just to feel. And I was like, this really good looking guy is, like, got his hands all over my butt. it was kind of nice, you know, like, I didn't feel, like, weird, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have allowed that if he creeped me out or anything, but yeah, it boosted, and I told him, I was like, these conversations are really boosting my self-esteem. You have to understand this. And it's just like, I've never been told I have a nice ass before, I gotta be honest. So, and then he, not only nice ass, but, like, because after that, that was, like, all he could, like, he kept going back to that, and he was just making jokes, and it was just cracking me up. Like, he's like, it's a good thing we only work together for an hour, because if I had to work any longer with you, there might be something going on in the dairy. And I was like, I wouldn't mind that. That's pretty funny. So that made me happy, you know, that he said that a good looking guy said I have a really nice ass, and then just like I said, just brought up my self-esteem. So that made me happy. And then last but not least, so every other year, my daughter's dance school, they go on a vacation where they perform somewhere. You know, they go to a different spot or whatever, in the country. And this year, the owner of the dance school, she decided we're all going to go to Cozumel, Mexico. And I'm very excited about this. I've never been to Mexico. I've never been outside of the United States. This will be my first trip abroad. And to Cozumel, which is where Chichen Itza is, and all these Mayan ruins, and beautiful beaches, and you can swim with the dolphins. It's actually going to be a cruise, a 5-night cruise. So I'm really I've never been on a cruise either, so I'm really looking forward to that. So, but anyway, so that's really all I've got for you today. The biggest, most important things. I had other little things, but that would take way too long. So, and I've already talked long enough as it is. But anyway, so yeah, that's what's made me happiest, I should say, the last few days, or last few weeks rather. So anyway, I hope that you're having a good day, and that things are going well for you. So, anywho, peace out.